Today, we're diving into a classic business fable. It's about a merchant who gets pushed to his absolute limits by a rival who just won't quit. This is a story about desperation, sure, but it's really about the incredible strategy he uses to flip the script when just competing head-on isn't working anymore.
Seriously, think about that. How do you win when every move you make, every idea you have, is instantly copied by the competition? How do you even survive, let alone get ahead? Well, that's the big question at the very heart of this story. So let's meet our guy, Hari. He's a merchant, he's ambitious, but man, he's just got this long string of failures behind him. And as you're about to see, it's not bad luck or bad ideas, it's the shadow of one single relentless rival. This line right here, it says it all. It perfectly captures Hari's situation. He has the drive, he puts in the work, but he never actually gets to enjoy the rewards. Success is always just out of his reach, and it's because of this one very personal problem. You see, he was stuck in this suffocating pattern. Every single time Hari launched a new business, boom, his rival would pop up and set up the exact same shop right next to him. Hari sells pumpkins, his rival sells pumpkins. Hari switches to selling fancy Hilsa fish, his rival does too. It was just this constant, draining imitation. But here's the thing, the rival wasn't just copying him, he was being predatory about it. He wouldn't just copy the business idea, he'd weaponize the price. So if Hari sold his fish for 500 rupees, the rival would immediately start selling his for 450. And just like that, he'd steal every customer, leaving Hari with a pile of unsold fish and growing debt. So as you can imagine, this cycle of being copied and undercut just couldn't last. The financial strain, the mental toll, it all finally pushed Hari right to the edge. And it all blew up in this really painful public showdown. He was just completely desperate and beaten down. Hari finally walks up to his rival, right there in the middle of the market. All he wanted was an answer. Just why? Why are you doing this to me? But you know what he got instead of an answer? Just cruelty. His rival laughed at him, dismissed him in front of everybody, called him crazy, and told the whole crowd not to listen to him. And for Hari, that was it. That was the final straw. So Hari goes home, totally defeated. He tells his wife he's done, he's never going into business again. But his wife, seeing him so broken, comes up with this brilliant and kind of wild new plan. So what kind of plan could possibly work here, right? What do you do against a guy who copies everything you do? How could they ever get ahead when every single move was being watched so closely? Okay, check this out, because the strategy is genius. It completely stops playing the rival's game. Step 1, just disappear from the market. Create an information vacuum. Step 2, start building something weird and mysterious on your roof, something he absolutely can't ignore. Step 3, just let his obsessive curiosity drive him crazy. And then, the final step, when he's absolutely desperate to know what you're doing, you feed him the perfect lie. See? This wasn't about outselling him anymore, it was about outthinking him. So, with that strategy laid out, the trap was ready to spring. Now we get to see how Hari and his wife use the rival's own spying against him. And just like they planned, the rival noticed Hari wasn't at the market. And this construction on the roof was driving him nuts with curiosity. So what does he do? He sends his own wife over to spy, to figure out what new business they were cooking up. So when the rival's wife asks what in the world they're building, Hari's wife delivers the bait. It's this seemingly ridiculous lie. She says, "Oh, we're building a huge tank. We're going to farm fish on our roof." Yeah, farming fish on a rooftop. It sounds completely absurd, right? And that was exactly the point. This was never a business plan. It was a piece of carefully crafted misinformation. And here is where the whole genius plan comes together. While the rival was off chasing this imaginary rooftop fish business, Hari was operating in plain sight, but with total secrecy. On his reinforced roof, he was quietly raising goats. That was the real business, the one the rival knew nothing about. So now, let's watch what happens as the rival's own obsessive need to copy and to win becomes the very thing that destroys him. The rival, just blinded by jealousy, he copies the plan without asking a single question. On day 1, he starts building. By day 5, his tank is filled with water and fish. But by day 10, the inevitable starts to happen. His walls, which were never built to hold that kind of weight, they start leaking. And then just 15 days in, his entire house collapses under the strain of a business that was never even real. And here's the perfect ironic twist.
While the rival's home is literally a pile of rubble from a fake business, Hari takes his very real, fully grown goats to the market. He sells the whole herd and earns 90,000 rupees. His secret plan worked spectacularly. So what is the final, most important lesson from this incredible story of strategy and revenge? Hari finds his ruined rival one last time and just lays the whole trap bare. He tells him, the fish were a lie, the goats were the real plan, and the whole idea came from his wife. He wasn't just selling a product anymore, he was playing a completely different game. And in the end, it all comes down to this one timeless idea. The rival's obsession, his jealousy, his need to ruin Hari, it all became his own undoing. He was so focused on digging a pit for his competitor that he fell right into it himself. And that really leaves us with a pretty critical question to think about. When you're up against a competitor who just won't let up, when is it better to stop competing head-on and start trying to outsmart them instead? This story suggests that sometimes the most powerful move you can make is to change the rules of the game entirely.